Abandoned whaling station. Pierce crossed the docks, where old acquaintances and new faces met their ends. All over the place, Leviathan's slaves were wandering in search of a victim. After fighting his way through, and after discovering the truth about the origin of the cult and its founders, Pierce finally reached the whaling station. He hopes to catch Sarah Hawkins before she does something bad. Really? That was the wording they chose?
Yep.
How about potentially disastrous, world-ending, nefarious?
Terrible.
Hither thou shalt be freed. Sarah is with those bastards. I gotta find her quick.
And the whole skill system in this game just kind of really drops off.
This tank seems strong enough to break down the door.
One thing that he hasn't pondered about is what if she doesn't
and a hook
want to be
could
saved?
use that to hold the reservoir back.
Relatively thick rope to which metal hook is attached must be used to pick up heavy metals or materials. Looks strong enough to take the weight of the tank. Oh, we saw this in the vision. This door.
Mm-hmm.
It breaking and there being something on the other side.
Is that her humming?
Probably.
Yeah, sounds like her.
Can't interact with the tank from here.
Maybe you just have to stand at that spot and loop it up.
Yeah.
What? Sleepy already?
Kinda. Maybe we have to hook it onto the other...
Well, I think you need to tie it onto the hook, like the loop upstairs.
Yeah, possibly. I just figured we would have hooked it to the back of that tank.
And then
just looped it through?
I think you have to, like, lasso it.
This tank seems strong enough to break down the door.
Oh,
Oh.
second ladder.
There's another ladder?
There's a second ladder on the other side.
Oh, okay.
Very convenient battering ram. Yeah, I mean, this game is powered by plot device. I would love to play a CRPG that is just a Call of Cthulhu campaign.
I suppose another interpretation for that cutscene with Kat could have been that she, for all intents and purposes, would have wanted to slay you,
far.
but didn't. I don't know. I do feel bad about having the choice.
Yeah, at the same time, notorious criminal that has killed people and
maimed and scarred others versus the bartender.
Yeah, the nice bartender. We need a key. I find out objects. Oh.
What's that? Oh, a desk.
There it is.
There's the key.
Key for the whaling station.
A book.
Nothing.
Oh, but you can't actually read that book? Oh.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that you'd think would be useful. This isn't. Oh, there it is.
Fuller was a crew member too. Interesting.
So, Wednesday, 23rd, June 1847. The morning is biting cold. This creature made us work hard. Half of my crew is dead. I've never seen such a thing. I don't even know how to describe what happened. It's as if the creature was talking inside our heads. Some of my men went crazy and jumped overboard. This thing is not a whale. It's far bigger. I don't even know how to describe it. It practically gutted our ship with these tentacles. I don't know how. My harpoon finally pierced the skull of the monster. The crew is in a sorry state. Fuller looks after the injured, but some will not recover.
Wait a minute, if that was in 47 and this is the 20s,
80 years ago. So, they implied that it was Fuller's father?
Another volume of the Reverend's wife's diary.
These are the last entries of the pastor's wife. Her husband ordered his faithful to come together for a final ceremony in the honor of the Leviathan. She fears that the pastor will ask them to sacrifice themselves to this abomination. She tried to escape. This is probably why her body was found in a cave under the mansion. So that was her body.
Yep.
The skeleton. Huh.
Looks like a page from a log from 1847.
Okay, Friday the 4th, 1847. We're starving. The fish seem to have deserted these waters. If I don't quickly find an answer to this crisis, Fitzroy could well set off a mutiny. Each day, more and more men believe in his tales of a miraculous catch. Merciful God, help me. Let's see. 5 days later. We sighted an enormous whale further to the south, the biggest we've ever seen. Fitzroy keeps telling the men that this is the miraculous catch he's promised them. We will catch it and bring it back home to feed our families. So
what I'm getting at is, are these men all in their 70s?
they could be, well, this is 80 years later.
Well, 47 to, what's the year?
24?
24?
Yeah.
Hmm.
And they had to be
They
like
had to have
grown
been
men
like
by
18
this point.
I'll be lucky if
when
it's still
at the
sharp
least
enough.
if they're on the ship. But they looked old even in those.
Yeah, well, also Fitzroy was missing a leg, so it's implied that it's their...
Doesn't
It's
work.
their fathers.
Yeah.
Which is weird because then that means they were just feeding their children this stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, they were forcing the kid to...
Well, that was Edward.
It mentions the Leviathan. How it drove the sailors mad.
So Friday, June 27th, 1847. The whole crew has descended into madness. They speak of dreams, visions of a nightmarish city and a sleeping god. Madness. I locked myself in my cabin. I won't be able to hold out for long. Fitzroy has 12 men on his side. They sacrifice everyone who tried to stop them to their new god. I beseech you, Almighty God, to have pity on our souls. This will be my last prayer. I can hear them whispering.
Hmm. Oh, right. Didn't only one man return with an empty ship? Was that Fitzroy?
No.
Or that was Hawkins?
Fitzroy came back, presumably with all the...
This should stop the cart from moving. This should help me get the tank swinging.
Okay.
I need something to cut the rope to release the tank against the door.
That doesn't quite look right, but I'm not going to
It'll
question it
smash
too
through
much.
the lower part of it. So we need to cut it with something.
Yeah. Look like we've got any other logs here. Hey, I got some CP. It's...
Well,
Oh.
do you want to put into eloquence, strength?
Probably these two. Eloquence and psychology.
Okay.
Guess I hadn't finished leveling those up earlier. It's interesting, the...
Do you need the lamp out?
No. It just automatically comes out in certain cases. Randomly, honestly. Oh, more oil, just in case. It's interesting playing this game, and how good some of the animations are, and how bad a lot of the other ones are.
Why are you venturing into these when
We
the
found
door's
logs
open?
1, 2, and 4.
Oh. Wait. What's that on the right?
No. It's nothing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It would have popped up. Maybe it's further in. Probably further in here somewhere.
Oh. It's the goop, isn't it? Or is that
And some other stuff.
What is that
Leviathan?
thing? What is that thing?
Run away from it.
No. That voice. You're the Leviathan.
Yeah, so they have him...
Tied up.
Sort of? Yeah.
Maybe they just...
Doesn't look like I have a choice.
Maybe they just have cut pieces off of him every time they want something. It's kind of gross.
Is it still moving? Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I guess we gotta come closer. Do anything with that.
Don't touch it.
Sarah?
We got schlorped.
You got inked.
Hello. Who is this?
The quest for truth requires sacrifice. There's no room for compassion.
Who's there?
Your stubbornness at wanting to help others who would have deserted you is a weakness. Fate leads us inevitably to solitude, and in one's final moments, one is always alone. You can't escape it forever. It will always find its way.
Damn it!
Was there anything? Aha.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in here.
While the sailors were going insane, Fitzroy and the mutineers took over the ship and probably killed the captain.
Okay, so there's entry number 3. Fitzroy encouraged the men all day. They're in shock and can't overcome their trauma. They say they can hear the screams of their comrades turn mad. Some of them hurt themselves in a desperate attempt to stop the visions that haunted them. Others chose to embrace them. Fitzroy is one of the latter. He named the beast Leviathan because he believes in his biblical nature. I told them to get rid of it before it's too late. This thing is not the work of God. I still am a little incredulous that that a bunch of whalers managed to catch an eldritch god being.
Can you read what any of the scribblings say? Oh.
Decision of the Madness Stone.
Beliefs and other superstitions have sometimes contributed to the development of medicine. Several centuries ago, it was thought that a patient with a mental disorder had a stone of madness in his skull. A trepanation of the skull and excision were performed. Sometimes the patient survived, sometimes he was cured. Today, the vocabulary has changed, but the methods a little less.
Top line is readable on the board. This fascinating creature possesses incredible regeneration capacities. The consumption of some of the parts of its body provokes various effects on humans. Depending on the part ingested, whenever a part of the creature's body is ingested, or even...
Or something removed?
Yeah, something removed, it immediately starts healing.
So essentially, it rejuvenates itself and they just have an endless supply of meat.
Mm-hmm. After a few hours to a few days, as if nothing had ever happened. The harpoon Hamilton stuck in the beast's brain probably explains why it can't leave. It seems paralyzed. It is still conscious, but it cannot activate its defense systems or even move.
So, yeah, he just hit the right spot then.
I arranged to extract the cerebrospinal fluid from its brain, and its properties are amazing. I've called it something, in reference to the god's ethereal fluid.
Wait, is it like ambrosia or something else? No, it doesn't look like it.
Yeah. I still need to make further experiments, but it appears that when a subject receives an injection containing the fluid, the firstborns can control its mind? I don't know why only this... One second. I have a lighter. There we go. Only this... Something 13? I don't know. Probably because our long exposure to the beast or our frequent consumption of his flesh, making us part
Leviathan. So what? Do they say that introducing it to younger people doesn't work or something?
Yeah, maybe?
The tentacles are the most significant sign, that the creature isn't a typical whale.
The utility is still unknown.
Yeah.
But it does remind us of our first visions of the god.
Of the god, yeah. Okay.
Consuming the flesh gives a certain form of immortality, or at least increases lifespan.
That's why they're so old.
It does not bring back youth, however. Their flesh is also responsible for the regeneration of the body and can heal almost any kind of injuries, even lost limbs. So that's how the cop lived and how Fitzroy regained his leg. Fitzroy's leg grew back in less than a week. Surprisingly, he still limps like an amputee. Psychological? Awakening. Abusive use of the regeneration properties might make the body change, becoming more similar to the creatures and less human. The fat, when boiled, makes the oil. It can be used as a typical whale oil. The best particularity?
Oh yeah, okay.
However, is to allow people to visualize glimpses of this mysterious city and God we saw ourselves. Best efficient with creative people, having consumed while sleeping. Also increases the effects.
Ah, so it's
about
like dream
2 to
juice.
3 times bigger than a common whale. That was really hard to read. I really wish developers would actually make that stuff easier to read, as it's interesting.
You would think that they would want you to read it, but why is it just a background prop?
I think it's because it's like sort of doesn't matter.
Everything points back to the day they brought in that thing.
Yeah, so that was the original people. So a forgotten photograph in the offices of the whaling station. Only a handful of the Scylla crew is present. Captain Fitzroy, Dr. Foley are included. It's dated 1847.
Yep, so that's why they're so old. It's because they... that's just the meat. Don't touch it. Gross.
Is it still moving? It's still moving.
Don't look at it immediately.
Yeah,
Let's
so this is how they lived. This is how the island managed to survive.
They eat his flesh while he's still alive.
Because they didn't have a choice. Sort of.
Gross.
I mean, that's kind of a neat idea. Catch an eldritch god and eat it. What happens?
Well, isn't that what you were doing with the whole blood god beast thing?
Oh yeah, no, I'm actually quite interested in this because that was one of the major plots for Graven Man.
Wait, you can escape?
Doesn't look like it.
But there's a reason why you can look at that.
Yeah, maybe it's later. I don't know.
Maybe later. Well, we'll keep that in mind.
Might just require the lantern. Alternatively, because it doesn't look like there's a reason to come back here.
Unless you need to hide.
No. Got nothing. Maybe I have to try and interact with this first. No?
Perfect.
Seems so happy about that all the while.
Oh, I
being
see.
Next to the...
vent lets you bypass the locked door if you fail the lockpick.
Oh.
I see. It makes sense.
Oh, there's Sarah.
Learn to obey.
Yep. Obedience. That's one thing that seems to be a theme in this. Ah!
Ah, finally awake. How do you feel, Mr. Pierce?
Fuller! Son of a bitch! I'll kill you!
No, I'm not even really with you. Well, to be perfectly precise, I am with you. But not in this cell.
What have you done to me?
Me? Nothing, really. See, it's one of the exquisite effects of this incredible creature.
Leviathan!
I see you already know about it. Well, shall we begin?
Wait, is that just some juice over there for you to drink? Don't take the treatment. What are you... Did you say take the treatment?
I said don't. We resisted. Probably. We can go back to the last checkpoint and see.
Really?
I said no, right, guys? I did say no. Right?
I thought you said no.
Let's go back to the last checkpoint. Let's just save scum real quick.
Ah, but what it means,
Yeah, take the treatment, don't take the treatment.
But it looks like no matter what, you do?
Well, I think it's forcing us, but we're not obeying.
This is them just consuming it. It's flesh. Don't eat the meat. It's gonna make you take a bite out of it anyway, though, isn't it?
let me take a sample from you. Flesh, blood, spinal fluids. Don't fear. I created the mythological ichor from Leviathan's flesh. Who knows what I can make with you? I need your body for my research.
So we have a gun.
Well...
Can I leave?
I suppose it's the only thing you can do. To take it and... maybe you have to decide who to shoot?
I guess, yeah.
Oh.
I killed him.
A necessary sacrifice that proves your determination.
How's my sanity doing? I got a smidge.
You still have some sanity.
I have a smidge.
What's
I
that
forget that
tilt?
I can do that.
Oh,
That's the peek around corner.
the peek around corners. Ah!
But it looks real goofy.
Find the truth and be free.
Were there any other rooms? Or are there just so many of them? Is that what this is?
Just doors?
Wait, why are there some that have the green gas?
No, Oh.
Can you try to find a clean door?
It's this door.
Boiler room. What's... You don't need to necessarily pull that immediately. What are the other paths?
Then a bunch of valves over there? Oh, I got it.
Oh, it's a fake bridge.
Yeah.
It's the middle one that's real. Or that one off to the side. Yep.
I was close.
Okay. No, that one was fake. You needed to do the middle...
One too far.
Yep.
It's this one.
That one. Don't go to... Yeah. There you go.
There we go.
Yeah, it was the one on the right. So... Oh, what pipe is real? Those two?
This one. This one's real.
Or not? I think it burned you. Only that one is real, and that one is...
Oh, no. There's only one boiler. It's
that one on the far side.
Okay. It's kind of neat.
This is interesting. It's an interesting type of puzzle.
Convenience.
Oh, and that opened up a new spot. Oh, we have to see which one's just that one.
Is that really it? Oh.
You can't approach it?
There's no, there's more. Notice how there's 3 now?
Mm-hmm.
4?
Look, we'll look up and around to see which pipe it is.
Okay. Use the pipe as a clue.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one that goes...
It's that one.
There. That runs closest to those. So that's... this one.
Yeah, that third one in. Okay.
That's kind of neat.
Well, this is all about perceiving what's the illusion and what's reality.
Yeah.
Then again, this is all a construct of some kind of illusion. Is it manipulating you into freeing it?
Possibly, yeah. I mean, it did want that. I think.
How does burning the place... I mean, if it can get released of the shackles... Uh-oh.
Pierce! Fitzroy. Time to hoist the white flag. We're not gonna hurt you. I won't go without a fight. You think you're here of your own accord? Stay back, or I'll put a bullet in your head! Our Supreme Oracle has spoken. You will follow your destiny. What? In his awakening.
Oh, you're going into the water with the thing?
I see. You cannot escape my awareness. I followed your wanderings, your choices, your attempts to free yourself from destiny. is unavoidable. And as I predicted, you have come to free me. Awaken and call him.
What kind of awaken are they referring to? Hopefully not the awakening, to be one of the awakened.
Pierce finally met Leviathan in flesh and blood. The monstrous creature submitted him to a series of ordeals, at the end of which he decided that the detective was ready to face his destiny. Pierce blew up the whaling station, and after a final confrontation with the Leviathan, he passed out.
The voice. I can't hear the voice anymore.
I wonder how the sinking city is going to be.
You really believe we're going to witness it?
No, there's another Eldritch horror game coming out the next year called The Sinking City.
Oh, I see.
That I'm looking forward to as well.
So, the sinking city, as in the sinking city that's been often depicted in the illustrations?
Keep going. My God. This way. Stand up. Walk.
It's interesting how the other voice, which is his own voice, is called Truth.
Is somebody there? Hey. Who are you? Where am I?
Yeah, I can play again.
I notice you've been saying very little. Like, I try to strike up conversations about...
I am actually really tired right now, for whatever
The
reason.
miraculous catch was a trap. Leviathan wanted to be found.
But I'm also immersed, maybe? I don't know, hard to say. Anything specific? Sorry. I'll break myself out of it for a second.
I was just asking about your thoughts on the matter. About...
I mean...
Truth, about...
Truth is a lie.
Oh, the awakening.
Truth is absolutely just the Eldritch powers trying to get us to do whatever they want.
To our fallen crew members, they have given their lives for a greater purpose. The last name added is that of Charles Hawkins. I'm willing to bet that they killed all the survivors of the miraculous catch.
But like... I don't know.
Was it another image over on the left, or was it the
We
one
already
you
saw
just
this
came
one.
from?
The
Okay.
miraculous catch was a trap. Because we saw that image a long time ago.
Yeah.
So, I guess it's kind of one of those where it's like I almost don't have any thoughts on this.
It's
I'm
just
kind of along for the ride.
I'm a little concerned because the beginning of the Let's Play, I mean, I wasn't present for it, but you seem to be joking around an awful lot.
Well, that happens with a lot of series. I joke until something actually catches my interest. You know, at this point, I'm not an amateur shark investigator. You know, we have all of these weird candles that I've made gaffes about. But, like, you actually run out of things to joke about. Like,
Also, the circumstances don't really allow for brevity.
Yeah, like I'll be
I don't have time to go back. I must go to Sarah.
I'll joke about certain things, but like there's actually very little for me to make fun of in here. And
why would you?
Yeah, why would I too? Because yeah, I'm immersed. I don't want to keep going with the dumb gaff unless it's like a really bad game that I hate. When I stop making jokes, it's usually because I like the game, or at least I'm interested in it. I'm immersed. And so, you know,
it's attained your...
Yeah, so early on it was easy to kind of make gaffes about it because I had nothing apart from shark guts to really like catch my interest, and they were trying to like creep you out with just like gross. And I'm pretty immune to that sort of thing. Not really, but it's kind of one of those where it's like, well, it was easy for me to just start like baffing off about shark guts because it was everywhere and messy and stupid. But there actually wasn't like a whole lot of the shark guts all but disappeared after the 3rd chapter.
Well, now we have Leviathan guts.
Sort of.
Oh, this is another circle? And what's the red?
Us. Maybe. It's in the painting.
No, it is... Is this where they draw your blood out or something?
It will soon be time, Edward Pierce.
You are dead. None of this is real. I saw you dead, as I see you now. Am I crazy too?
You survived. Don't you understand? You couldn't die. You will stay alive until you've fulfilled your destiny.
No!
Look at me. Look at me, Pierce. Dare tell me that you still don't believe it.
Probably the, what, you're an illusion? Or the what are you doing here?
Yeah, we could do that. Let's try what are you doing here first.
This is madness.
I'm here to guide you.
You mean, like the voice?
Don't you feel him?
But it can't be. He's gone.
You're mistaken. He's still inside of us.
See, she can hear him as well as you do. She's one of us.
It's not just your life that is at stake. Many men and women have sacrificed themselves for this moment.
Colden!
You will not deprive them of their hope of a better life.
I saw what Leviathan did to Fuller. We will all die like him.
His life was written well before it started. It was not predetermined that he lived to see the call. But you? Yes. It is your destiny.
Okay, I'm gonna go back to the last checkpoint. I want to see what the investigation master said. So we're just gonna have to choose.
Yeah, it's one of those things where
I'm so used to on other games being able to like ask other questions and talk about other things.
And this, it's one shot.
It's almost a shame having all of these options and having it that you barely see any of them to some degree.
Yeah, because for a moment there, I actually thought that you were giving in the whole like truth, saying, "See, she's one of us," and you almost whimpering the whole,